Very important proof. The binomial distribution, that is BNP, tends to a normal distribution, that is n, with mean NP and variance root NPQ as n becomes large, provided either P nor Q is small. Okay, now let's go to the proof. So what does that mean? Now the binomial distribution tends to a normal distribution when n is large or when n tends to infinity, right? Now for this, to prove that, I'm going to consider first the NGF of a binomial distribution, and from that we will start and we will arrive at a point where when n tends to infinity, we will arrive that at a point where the value of we will also apply transformation in between, and we will prove that that particular transformation follows a normal distribution. Okay, now let's move on to the proof. So first let's consider x. X in this case follows a binomial distribution with parameters n and p. Okay, now it is known that if x follows a binomial distribution with parameters n and p, mpx is equal to q plus p e raised to t the whole raised to n. Okay, now I am going to apply a transformation over here, that is y is equal to x minus np divided by root npq. Okay, now here after applying the transformation, what I am going to do is I am going to find out the MGF or MTY MGF of y, which is equal to, now I am going to write it as like this. Now this is equal to, we know a result, we have studied a result of MGF, that is what, MT ax plus b is equal to e raised to bt into m atx. Okay, now I am going to compare this first result with this term. Okay, when I compare that, I get my, here when I compare it, I get my b as, b is equal to minus 1 by minus np by root npq, and my a as what, 1 by root npq. So I'm going to apply this result over here in this term. So what will I get? I will get e raised to b. B in here is minus np divided by root npq t into m x at. A here is 1 by root npq. So it is this mt root npq x. Okay, this is what I got when I applied this result over here. Now my next step is that I am going to write this first term as it is. I am not going to make any changes over here. What about this? This I am going to change a bit. Now here I am going to apply this second result. Okay, now when I apply the second result, just closely observe what I will get into q plus p e raised to, instead of t, here it is what, t by root npq. So how will I write that? E raised to t divided by root npq the whole raised to n. So I hope you all understood till here. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to apply logarithms on both sides. Okay, for nty also, and also for this big term. And let's see what happens when I apply logarithms. Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm going to apply log on both sides. Okay, see, so now here I have applied log for the mty, and then to the right hand side also. Now here I am going to use another result, that is log a plus b is equal to log a plus log b. So my a is this and my b is this. Okay, so when I apply this result to this, I get what? Uh, yeah, so log e raised to something. Now log e raised to something is what? You will get that power itself. So I wrote the power over here. Then next term is this one, that is log b. Now log b, I hope you all know, when you take log inside and you do the operations for b, what you get, n into this particular term. So that is what I got, n into log q plus p e raised to t divided by root n p q. Then that is equal to, so I hope you understood till here. Now that is equal to, now here what I am going to do is, I am going to write the first term as it is, n log, open the brackets, q I have written like that itself, plus p. What I am going to do is this one, e raised to something, we have e raised to t divided by root n p q. Okay, so I do have a result with me, that is e raised to x is equal to 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus etc. So what I am going to do is, I am going to expand this e power. Now instead of x, we have in the place of x, it is t divided by root n p q. So let's take a look what we get, q plus p into e raised to something. So when I expand, I get 1 plus t divided by root n p q plus t square by root n p q 2 factorial and root n p q square into 2 factorial plus t cube divided by 3 factorial into root n p q cube plus etc. Okay, this is the expansion that we get. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to just do some calculations inside this bracket. Okay, now as I said, now I will be expanding a term over here, right? I told you some e raised to t root n p q. So by using our result, I just expanded it. Okay, and when I expanded it, see, this is what I get. And up to here, if you check the denominator, it is npq, right? That was root npq the whole square, that became npq plus, now this is something of the order 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Now what is that? This means all the terms of the order which has the power n raised to 3 by 2. For example, now here the next term will be in the denominator, it is root npq the whole cube. So what is the power of n over there? Yeah, it is n raised to 3 by 2, right? So this is a total of all the terms which has the power, means where n has the power 3 by 2 and the higher powers of that. So those terms consolidated, I just kept it over here. Okay, fine. Now let that be there. Now that is what it is, I have written over here. Now this is equal to, this term I wrote it as it is, n log, what I did is, I took this p inside. Okay, so when I took the p inside, I got q plus p plus pt divided by root npq plus pt square divided by 2 factorial npq plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Then the next step, what you can see is this q and p, it is clubbed together. And what is q plus p? It is 1, as you all know. So I wrote this term over here, t plus n log 1 plus pt divided by root npq plus pt square by 2 factorial npq plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Now let's see what we can do. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to apply this logarithm over here. So again, this will be my x, and I am going to apply log 1 plus x, the expansion of log 1 plus x over here. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So as I said, I will be I have applied log 1 plus x, the expansion of log 1 plus x, that is x minus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial. So right now I have only written up to here, because when it comes to the third term, what happens is we get a higher order of n. So that I have clubbed into order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Okay, so again what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand it by using the by applying this principle. Now I get, so here my x is actually this one. Okay, pt divided by root n pq plus t square by 2 nq plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2 minus x square, that is this one. This term is x square. Actually this is a square, there is a square over here. So square divided by 2 factorial plus etc. Okay, now this is equal to first term, this one I wrote it over here, plus n into this term I wrote it here, minus, now this is a minus term, minus what I did is I took this square inside. Okay, now you will be wondering where this term vanished. Now this term didn't vanish like that, because what happens is when the square term is taken inside, this becomes what, n square. So that is like a higher order term. So I just I just omitted it. I didn't take this into consideration for arriving at this term. And yeah, and plus order of 1 by n 3 by 2, which is equal to, I wrote this first term over here, plus n into pt divided by root npq plus, I took this n inside, nt square by 2nq minus np square t square by 2npq plus the order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Now order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2 is a common term over here, so that is taken like that itself. Then that is equal to, what happens is this term and this term gets cancelled. Then lot of other terms also gets cancelled over here. Lot of other values like n and n gets cancelled. Now what you get is t square by 2q plus here you have your n and n gets cancelled. Again your p gets cancelled. T square by t square by 2q plus the order, which is equal to t square into 1 minus p divided by 2q, which is equal to t square by 2. Now t square by 2 plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Okay, now this is not over yet. We have started from what? Log mtx is equal to t square by 2 plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Now let's take a look at what happens when this y arrives at the MGF of a standard normal distribution. Let's have a look at that. Now as I said, our condition was n tends to infinity. So what we have over here is log mty is equal to t square by 2 plus order of 1 by n raised to 3 by 2. Now as n tends to infinity, this will become 0, and what you get is t square by 2. Now taking exponential on both sides, that is over here and here, what you get is mty is equal to e raised to t square by 2. Now this is very much familiar for you right now. What is it? It is the MGF of a standard normal variate. So this is how we started from the MGF of a binomial distribution, and then we arrived at the MGF of a normal standard normal distribution. So that is why we say when n tends to infinity, the MGF of a binomial distribution tends to the MGF of a or a binomial distribution tends to a standard normal distribution.